Okay, Rasmus, 8 points in 5 games of the Washington Capitol. It's a record for multi-point games for a Washington Capitol in the history of the franchise. First 4 games, you've had multi-point games in 3 of them. What's going on with you?
I have no idea. I'm a little bit surprised myself. So I'm just having very fun out there with all the guys that is helping me a lot out there. So yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun.
Could you have thought that you would be doing so many good things with this team so soon, and you've had a lot of things, but there's got to be something else to it? How different is your performance right now than what you were doing at the Maple Leafs?
I think I just feel confident. I'm getting a chance, I'm getting a very big opportunity from the coaches, and I feel like they really believe in me. And yeah, I mean, from that, all the teammates, they're helping me out so much on the ice. I think, those plays, obviously, they're working to get in the right position too, and I think we've been working pretty good as a unit the whole time when we've been on the ice. So I'm just super excited about being here and just having a lot of fun out there.
And how special is it to have your dad on this trip and put a performance like this here on the road?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, you don't get to spend much time with your family when you live over here and they're back in Sweden. So it's fantastic to have him here and get to spend some time with him.
Thanks for doing this, and way to go.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to know the logistics of how he got his dad from Sweden over here, because he was acquired after that
second trip for him, too, because they did one with the Toronto Maple Leafs as well.
So he's double dipping. Well, I loved what he had to say. It's a huge opportunity that his Capital staff is giving him, and he is enjoying every minute. And let's welcome in Alan May, who I'm sure is enjoying every minute of being on this road trip and being with the team. Alan, when you were talking to Rasmus Sandin, I could hear the cheers and the commotion in the background. Take us through what it's like in the locker room right now with all the mentors and dads in attendance.
Well, the dads came down with about 5 minutes left with me in the hallway, and they lined up the tunnel down here to my left, and they were there cheering on the boys. The guys went crazy. The coaching staff was having a blast with it, and the kids are all beaming, just ear to ear with the grins, the smiles, you name it. But it's been pretty cool. You talked about that watering hole. Joe B., Locker, myself, Adam Miller, we all pre-scouted it last night and made sure it was good for them. What a great group of dads, and they all talk about how special these experiences are. And then to come on the road and get such a commanding performance, a gritty physical performance. You have guys stepping up. I think everyone in that room, fathers and the players, the mentors, they've all got to be so incredibly happy, and we're off to New York City here in a few minutes.
And nice to know you've got a couple days to pre-scout in New York City, too, Mayday. I got to ask you the same question I asked Joe B. and Locker. What do you think is the difference when these dads are there? As we talk about it, 17-7-0 is the record. Why do the Capitals seem to be more buttoned down, more focused, concentrate on the right things when these dads are on these trips?
Well, I go back to my childhood as well, and you think of it, you always wanted to perform well in front of your parents. And, right now it's mostly, most of the fathers, some brothers, just different mentors that they've had. And you want to put on a good performance because they're not always around. They're not always here. And I think it dials it in a little bit more. Some of these guys are sharing rooms. I don't know if they're all sharing rooms, but they're with their dads a lot more. The dads are at the morning skate. They were in the dressing room. They're in the pregame. It's a pretty special time. Most fathers, until this point in their career, these fatherships, they're not allowed in the dressing room. And they wait down where all the families wait, and about 40 minutes later the kid comes out of the dressing room. So now it's all included. It's a pretty incredible way. I wish my father would have been able to experience this, every player I talk to. But when you talk to these guys, I want to go back to Rasmus Sandin for a little bit. I've talked to him about 5 times in the last few days, and he's walking on water right now. He can't believe how special it is being a Washington Capital for him. The coaching staff is focusing on what he does well. He moves the puck, he skates, he's a very intelligent hockey player. As I mentioned during the broadcast, he reminds me of a Nick Backstrom on defense. The strength on the skates are not the biggest guys. He's still young. He's still got to grow into his body. But now they're just focused on everything. He's talking about being in Washington the other day, walking down the street. No one knew who he was. Players actually dig that. They love it, that they can walk around in anonymity and they can worry about hockey. They don't have to be 24/7 with the fans like the fishbowl that it is Toronto. And he was skating down the ice the other night. Even though they lost that game to the Devils, he told me, here I am skating down the ice and I see my reflection. I got this red jersey on. It feels so awesome. This is my new arena. These are my fans. These are my awesome new teammates. So he's had an incredible outlook on it since he's been here. And why wouldn't he? He's got 8 points in 5 games, and he's been extra special so far.
Yeah, he's been so good earlier today. The Capitals re-signing TVR. They're retooling for the future. But, Alan, do you see this type of belief in this group right now that if they play this way, maybe there's a chance here coming down to the wire?
Oh, I haven't heard one guy throwing in the towel yet, and they've all talking about what they have to do. And they've got into that playoff mentality where, you know, you're winning, you play a 7-game series, you win one game at a time. You're not trying to win all 4 the first night you play a game. So right now, rather than making it, you know, too big of a mountain to climb, they're worried about just getting up there the next game and seeing what they do. They talk about winning periods, winning the first 10 minutes of a period, the second 10, then the next period, and so on. So they're keeping their focus. Locker and Joe B nailed it tonight. I heard you guys at the start. This was a 4-line performance. All 6 defensemen, their backstop in net, the special teams, the sacrifice. There was a lot of good physical play early in this game. Obey Cubel was special. And I just look at all of the different things that are going on right now. These guys are keeping their head in it. The defensemen looked relaxed and paired very well tonight. Having Jensen and Faravari come back, and they both played exceptionally well. You look at the pairing of Sandin and Van Riemsdyk, and I saw John Carlson on the same ice sheet this morning as well.